But yeah, man, well, one thing I want to get clear, and I don't think I ever got clarity on this shit, man. So, are you the alpha that's a wingman? Or, no, real, I never got clarity. Are you a alpha that's a wingman, or are you the wingman to the alpha? You got to break this down. This is science, man. This is
Yeah.
science.
Yeah. The answer is yes for both of them. So the
Okay.
concept of the alpha that's a wingman, but also the wingman to alpha came from. So part of my background is I did NFL security for about 10 years with the Bears, the Vikings, and the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
And part of the protocols was to usher the rookie players and second year players to off-site unofficial events, meaning like the club or to mixers or to parties. And so sometimes if they're in a restricted area, VIP, roped off or whatever, they'll see females that they want. Okay. And these are rookies. Okay. These are 22-year-old, at fresh out of college or whatever, or if they had to wait that gap year or whatever.
Right.
So they don't have the social IQ in terms of how to approach a woman. They would literally leave with a Rolex and try to leave with a wallet or whatever like that. So I would be like, just fall back. I got it.
Right.
And I would, go into wingman mode. Okay. So these are quote unquote physical alphas, obviously. I'm not talking about social. So let me back up for a moment. When I say alpha, I'm not just talking about this one-dimensional caricature of a meathead or somebody who's an asshole or whatever. No, there are three different types of alpha, and people who are on my Patreon understand this very, very uniquely. First type of alpha that I would say is a physical alpha. You've got a physical presence. You when you walk into a room, eyeballs follow you because of your physical presence. Okay, that's the first type of alpha. Second type of alpha is a social alpha, the type of person that can command a room, that can lead a team, that knows how to get from point A to point B, and if he doesn't know, he knows how to get a hold of the person that does know. Okay, that's a social alpha. Very, very different from per se from the physical alpha. The third type of alpha is the sexual alpha. And when I say sexual alpha, these are the type of people, the type of men who exude sexual prowess. Let me be very, very clear. The type of men who are confident in their sexual expression, their ability to initiate and to execute sensual and intimate situations with women. Those are three different roles within the spectrum of alpha. And far too many times, content creators, YouTube, whoever you want to say, and just in regular dialogue, people throw these terms around. People throw alpha around as this sort of blanket statement or this one-dimensional sort of trope, but they don't understand that there's levels to it, that there is a spectrum, and that the term applies to a wider variety of people outside of just the jocks, outside of just the meathead, fitness people who live at the gym and eat, protein shakes and things. No. The levels to it and the way that it expresses itself shows up in spaces throughout society, which is why these conversations are important, so that people get a better understanding about simple topics that get misconstrued all the time but need clarification. So that's just the first little breakdown in terms of my definition of my position of what alpha means. But why I would say it's accurate where you would say I was the wingman to alphas is because in lieu of these younger players who got these whatever contract, a lot of them they could have been called up for the practice squad. A lot of them like I said could have been drafted lower in the draft or whatever. Their contract isn't more than $250,000, $500,000, depending on the provisions, depending on what their agent was able to negotiate for So they've got these pockets of cash until they're able to show their performance art, which is a different sort of way of factoring contracts with the NFL as opposed to the NBA. But that's not what we're discussing right now. So to be a wingman to that type of individual requires that you know how to, first of all, know how to read the individual that you're winging for, okay? But also understand the type of woman that won't try to screw him over. Understand the type of woman who is down for the exchange. And when I say the exchange, I'm talking about the exchange of an intimate sexual experience that's going to be mutually beneficial, okay? Mm-hmm. Once in a lifetime opportunity, you get with this fine-tuned machine who has been, specially engineered to go and get a thing, okay? Head to the grindstone, hit the flat, whatever it is that the guy's positioned for. So you have this once in a lifetime opportunity to engage with this individual. We're gonna make sure that everything is cool, everything is set up, nice hotel, you'll have clearance or whatever. So for me, I had all the tools that I needed to be able to invite and properly vet the type of women who won't be trying to Brittany Renner these guys, okay? Who won't be trying to, Me Too these guys, who won't be trying to, leverage whatever they can to hold whatever scenario over these guys' heads, but who are down to be present, who are down to be a part of this moment, who are down to enjoy this interaction with this special person. And that's really the language that is well above the average banter that goes back and forth between men and women at the pedestrian level. So that's really where the alpha wingman concept comes from. Plus, just as a representative. So if you and I were at a establishment and you told me what you were into for the night, just put out a description. You wanted who's hot right now? Like, just throw out a name so people can get an understanding. You wanted something tall, thin, with a fat ass, and a black dress. Okay. Cool.
Shout out to the black dress, man.
Now I have an understanding of what you're into for this evening. Yeah. We're at a club. I know the bartender because I introduced myself to the bartender. I understand, what the wait staff looks like. I have an understanding of you as a person. Mm-hmm. I understand C Boogie as his personality. And for the people who are, out there in internet land, in the internet streets, when you get an opportunity to meet C Boogie in person, you got to know you're not going to get the the showman that's on the YouTube or Instagram. He's a completely different person, more obviously multidimensional, intelligent, has the ability to hold the room and hold the presence. So me understanding these elements about you gives me the tools and the vocabulary to go reach out to the potential target that we're winging for. Okay, that's just phase one. Okay, me myself, depending on how I'm dressed, how I'm presenting myself, if I'm in wingman mode, I'm going to understand how to be sexy enough. All right, the idea about being a wingman is to grab the attention of the target. You have to smell good, you have to look good, you have to present well, to a point. Okay, because I want her to be attracted to me, but I don't want her to be engaged with me deeply enough so that she's blinded to the actual mission. The mission is to get her back to you as a wingman. So if I'm your representative, if I'm representing our party, our group, then I'm a damn good representation of what is to come. And so my responsibility is the hype man. I'm the one that builds up what it has yet to come. I'm the one that say, hey, Miss Lady, hey, girlfriend, hey, whomever she's with in her group or her crowd. I see y'all over here, it's boring, it's dusty. You need to come to a better area, because I got some guys over here who are really interested in getting with you and having a once in a lifetime opportunity for an exchange that you'll never forget. And obviously I'll, do the whatever introductions, but every step of the way, I'm bringing them closer and closer and closer to our space. And like I said, you've already pointed out who you want. So when I bring this tall, sexy glass of water to you, it's not, you're not going to be thrown off like, But at the same time, I'm not going to doubt your ability to close. And that's the most important thing. Closing is key when we're talking about a wingman situation. And like I said, we can get back to the original topic that you brought up, but I just wanted to, give a broader perspective on what winging is about and how it even works, because I don't think it gets spoken about enough in these areas.